Time for Twins Pod. It's gonna be a damn good show. Yeah.
When my daughter was born, her head was like that. They said when the kids come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of the vagina's so tight.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah.
It comes out like a banana. Yeah, it was. And her head was really long.
Yeah,
but
my kid was like that too. I was like, oh my God, it's an alien baby.
Yeah, but then the nurse said, no, it's gonna go around. Like it's gonna fix itself.
Yeah, this is why they have you rotate the child. Like you're not supposed to let him like lay on the back the whole time, right? Because
On
like
the back of
they'll
his
get a
head,
flat head. You've seen people I saw this in basic training. So we
Mm-hmm.
were all in the military. You've seen people. The basic training is the most wild place on earth because you get people from all over, right? You've seen people like this, right?
You meet people from all over the world, man. It's like, oh my God.
The most diverse place. I'll never forget. My drill sergeant was saying that. Let me give him a shout out. Drill sergeant Omar Foreman. He ended up becoming an officer. This guy was the most amazing person I've ever met. And he was saying, he's like, the one thing you need to understand, because it's like a basic training. People don't get along. People piss you off.
Different cultures, everything.
Yeah, and he said, every single one of you need to understand right now is from a different part of the world. Even if you grew up in the same street, your household was different from someone else's household. It's a different world.
Right.
And because of that, you're not going to get along, and there's people you won't like, there's people you will like. And with it, I noticed you see people like, oh, this poor child, their mom like left them in that crib on their head, and you see it, like I'll never can't unsee it. It's real bad, but
yeah, wow, yeah.
But it makes you wonder if they were trying to recreate because remember that show, The Coneheads, or whatever they're called?
Yeah, the Coneheads.
Yeah. These
Dan
aliens,
Aykroyd,
right?
Yeah,
and they had those big ass heads. And so if you look at the Egyptians, they wore those same types of hats that look just like it almost.
And right around when they was building the pyramids.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, what were they trying to recreate? Now, this is just fun conjecture. I know, because people come after me now for everything I say. I'm like, I'm not some scientist. I'm not trying to make you believe any of this, but it almost seems they were trying to. Because again, what even gives them the idea to do it in the first place? I don't understand.
They had to see it somewhere.
So in other words, aliens came, they messed with us, and they bounced. We probably tried to kill them too.
I think something happened to them.
Yeah.
I think they got the civilization. This is conjecture.
Yeah.
I think. I'm going to piss off the conservatives because I'm supposed to be religious. But no, I just get to thinking sometimes. Maybe not believe everything I hear. Maybe whoever seeded this planet, maybe they ran into some kind of cataclysm on that planet, their solar system, and now they're gone and we're just here.
And they started giving us the same information that they were.
They were doing it while they was here, but they were gone, and now we're just on our own.
I think a lot of this
we lost all that information.
And I think a lot of it's being played out on our movie screens. It was like, where is these people getting these ideas?
It is kind of weird. I feel like they dump stuff in there.
Yeah.
And so in the Planet of the Apes,
right?
I found this clip recently from the original one, Charleston Heston, the first one.
The best
I love
one.
that movie. That's the best one with Charlton Heston when I saw that. I was looking at that the other night.
Yeah. Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
Yeah. They were it's almost like they threw some truth bombs in there to be because that's what it's about, is that the apes, they didn't want to believe that there was an advanced civilization that existed.
Exactly. And he read this quote about man.
Yes.
Remember, right before Charleston Heston took off on a horse to go seek a new life, and then he found what really happened to man.
Because they had this cave, and he's like, if you go in there, it's going to have all these artifacts.
Technology, and we need to stay away from it and just stay primitive.
But it was blasphemy. Anyone that talked about it would be punished.
Right.
Yeah.
It was hearsay.
Yeah. Which is like today.
What they're doing today.
Go on Twitter and say that you don't think the Egyptians built the pyramids and see what happens to you. See what happens to you. Fuck you, you're stupid, you're wrong, anti-science, this is dangerous.
You're white supremacist.
Yeah, Nazi. That's what they do.
The same thing. What's his name, that monkey's name? Acrylius or something?
What was his name?
I forget.
He was the white monkey on there. They had the ugly dark monkey, had the bronze monkey. He was like the white monkey.
Yeah, and he was like a ginger too. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah,
right. He was a ginger monkey.
Don't trust Fred heads. I was born. I'm like a strawberry blonde, so I have the ginger gene.
Right.
Got to be careful. We're crazy.
That is so crazy. That movie was. I think it was written in 1968.
Yeah.
And look how it's playing out. It's like with you.
Yeah.
You're doing the exact same thing that Charlton Heston was doing, and there was other two monkey scientists, and they was being called liars, hearsay, and all that.
Right. Anyone listening, I encourage them to go down the path of looking into the mysteries of ancient civilizations. It doesn't have to involve aliens. Because think of it like this. Because some people say oh, well, then do you think I get this all the time. Like, oh, well, you think it was aliens that built the pyramids? Like, I didn't say that, and I don't actually think it because I'm like, imagine if we get in a time machine and we went back just a couple hundred years, like 1776, just like you got in the hat,
right?
And you put them in a time machine and then fly them over New York City.
Yeah.
they will think they're on another planet. And if they see some, Boeing jet fly over them, they'll think they don't even know what that is.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is that, if humans we're so full of creativity and ingenuity that like we're capable of all kinds of things. Like imagine even Wi-Fi.
Right.
Like Nikola Tesla was basically describing that back in like 1926, and people thought he was fucking crazy.
Right.
But he was right. He was describing smartphones. He didn't say smartphone, but he said you'll one day be able to have a device that could fit in your pocket that will get you to be able to communicate to the other side of the world instantaneously. Something to that effect, he said.
Right. Like a portal.
Right. And so it's like, I mean, what's Wi-Fi? Like that in itself is almost magic. I'm not saying it's magic, but I'm saying that like to some primitive person, if you were to expose someone from a couple hundred years ago to this world today, they would think they were on a different, they wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Just
to
go
think.
back to 1924 to today.
Yeah.
Look how fast we advanced.
Yeah. I don't even think we had AC. When did AC get invented? Something like
Right.
30s or something like that.
We did that in what? That's 100 years, 1924 to today's date. Imagine what they was doing thousands of years ago.
So listen to this. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, if we can create from no steam engine to all of this in like just barely over 100 years, people will say like, well, where's the evidence of lost technology? And I'm like, you have to understand that like everything, all metal goes away. Even stainless steel, if you throw it outside,
Turns to dust.
it will. Stainless steel will rust. As soon as it gets one little chip, anything in it. And it will, if you look at some World War II vehicles, I'm stealing this from Joe Rogan. I remember him saying this years ago on his podcast, saying that look at some old vehicle and it's rusted straight through. All you got is the springs, the seats are gone, tires are gone, and it's rusting through. And in a couple hundred years, it's like it never existed in the first place.
Right.
So if there was a bad enough cataclysm and just hundreds of years or even a couple thousand years goes by, it'd all be gone too. What would be left?
Right.
Look, everybody, inflation is out of control, and this problem's only going to get worse. Can't have all your eggs in one basket, especially when you got people like Sleepy Joe holding the basket in the White House. That's why me and Kevin are always diversifying our assets. That's the kind of diversity, equity, and inclusion we like. Yeah. The value of silver, gold has been steadily rising, while the value of the American dollar has been falling. Because what? Inflation. Because our government sucks. Now, y'all, purplebar.com is changing the game, making it easy for all of us to protect our financial futures. Look how cool these gold and silver bars are. Patriotic engraving on there, too. Look real nice. The bars are perforated so they can easily break apart and can be conveniently exchanged if the dollar collapses. Go to purplebar.com and use promo code Hodgetwins and you get 5% off gold bars. And you get 10% off silver bars. Yeah.